Niantic has revealed a ton of information regarding this year's Pokémon GO Fest, specifically for the global event as well as the in-person events. We have a lot that we need to cover in this video, so let's get right into it. Alright, how's it going everyone? Jinsula here with a brand new Pokemon Go video. I hope your day is going really well, and let's get right into it. So one of the most anticipated events this year is of course going to be Pokemon GO Fest. If it's going to be anything like the previous 2 years, it's going to be a really great experience. Regardless if you go to the in-person Pokemon GO Fest events or you wait till the global event, there's going to be a lot for you to get. And Niantic has typically done really well with these events, and it looks like this year they're going to be following suit. Recently, they announced that there's going to be a brand new mythical Pokemon that we will be able to get, as well as a pair of legendaries that a lot of players have been waiting for. And I do think they're going to do something really special with these two legendaries, but it's all speculation at this point. But yeah, let's go over all the details that they announced regarding Pokemon GO Fest, and then afterwards I'll be sharing some of my thoughts. So let's talk about all the details that Niantic released for Pokemon GO Fest. First and foremost, we are getting ourselves a brand new mythical Pokemon. This Pokemon is Volcanion, and this Pokemon is looking to be a top tier Pokemon for both raid battles and PvP, but you're only going to be able to get one of them. The reason for that is because ticket holders who purchase a special research ticket for either the global version or the in-person version are going to be able to get an encounter with this Pokemon. And it's only going to be one, unfortunately. It's going to be very similar to the mythical Pokemon rewards from previous Go Fests, only this time it's going to be for a Pokemon that is set to be pretty meta relevant. Now, just like with previous Pokemon GO Fest, this is going to involve 3 in-person events in 3 different locations, and then a global event at the end of it. On May 29th until June 1st, we're going to have an in-person event in Osaka, Japan, and then from June 6th until June 8th, we're going to have one in the United States in Jersey City, New Jersey, and then on June 13th through the 15th, we're going to have one in Europe, and it's going to be taking place in Paris, France. Now, the global event is going to be happening at the end of June from June 28th and 29th, and it's going to be available to everyone, and there's going to be various purchases that you can make to enhance your experience. Something that Niantic announced is that for early bird ticket purchasers, you're going to be able to get the Pokemon Skiddo. This is going to be through a timed research that's going to be given to you if you purchase your ticket before April 15, and that's pretty important because this Pokemon is typically only accessible to Safari Zone events. So if you haven't been to any Safari Zone or Safari City events, then this will be an opportunity to finally get this Pokemon. Now, why should you attend the in-person events aside from all the different festivities? Well, if you go to an in-person Pokemon GO Fest event, you're going to have early access to Crown Shield and Crown Sword forms of both Zacian and Zamazenta. These are going to be very powerful legendaries that you do not want to miss out on, and if you were to get them early on compared to everyone else in the world, that's definitely going to allow you to utilize them to the best of their potential. And then when it comes to the global event, that's when these Pokemon are probably going to be available to everyone. Now, for the in-person events, let's go over all the tickets individually. For Pokemon GO Fest in Osaka, the ticket price is going to be 3,100 yen, or 3,600 yen if you buy the ticket later on after April 2nd. But something you should keep in mind is that, well, early bird tickets are already sold out. So unfortunately, you will not be able to purchase this ticket if you live in Japan, and you will have to pay the 3,600 yen later on down the road when it becomes available. The location is going to be in Osaka, Japan, however, and it's going to be at the Expo 70 Commemorative Park, and the dates for when you can participate during this event is going to be on either May 29th, May 30th, May 31st, or June 1st. And there's going to be either a morning park session or an afternoon park session. When you purchase your ticket, you're going to be required to pick either the morning session or the afternoon session, but that's going to be specifically for the park experience. The rest of the day is going to be spent exploring the city. But next, let's talk about the Jersey City ticket, which is currently not sold out for the early bird, so if you want to get a discounted rate for this ticket, then you should go and purchase your ticket right now. It's going to cost $25 USD, and if you purchase the ticket after April 2nd, the cost is going to go up to $30. The location is going to be in Jersey City, New Jersey, which is actually really close to New York City, and it's going to be at Liberty State Park. The dates for this event are going to be June 6th, June 7th, or June 8th. And just like the Osaka event, there's going to be a morning park session as well as an afternoon park session, and you will have to pick either one of those for any of the dates. But you can enhance your ticket with a lot of different add-ons that will allow you to play on other days. We'll talk more about that later. Now, let's talk about the Paris ticket, which is going to be £22, or if you purchase it after April 2nd, it's going to be £27. And then the location is going to be Paris, France, at Parc des Sceaux. I cannot pronounce that, I'm sorry. But it's going to be on June 13th, June 14th, as well as June 15th. And just like the other two tickets, there's going to be a morning park session as well as an afternoon park session. It's all going to work exactly the same. So yeah, I did mention that there's going to be different add-ons that you could add on to your ticket. This is all going to be for every single one of the in-person experiences. First, there is the Eggthusiast add-on, which is going to give you a quarter egg hatch distance during the event, 3 times hatch experience during the event, 3 times hatch candy during the event, as well as 3 times hatch stardust. Now keep in mind is that this bonus does not give you additional incubators. It's basically just going to be specifically for these bonuses. But next, let's talk about the Raid Lover add-on, which I really suggest you purchase if you're going to be going to these in-person events. It's going to give you 18 daily raid passes by spinning photo discs at gyms. It's also going to give you additional 5,000 experience for completing raids, 6 additional candy awarded for catching Pokemon in 5-star raids, and 3 additional candy XL awarded for catching Pokemon in 5-star raids. Just speaking from experience from previous Go Fests, the Raid Lover add-on is incredibly useful because not only do you get yourself a ton of free raid passes, but getting the additional candy is pretty stellar, especially if you're getting a Pokemon that's exclusive to that event. And finally, let's talk about what is probably the best add-on out of the 3, and that is going to be the Citywide Gameplay add-on. This is going to be what allows you to play an additional day during Pokemon Go Fest and any of the in-person events. Basically, when you purchase this add-on, you're going to get an additional day with event-themed Pokemon appearing in the wild, an increased chance of encountering shiny Pokemon, up to 6 special trades per day, half Stardust cost for all trades, half hatch distance, and up to 9 daily free raid passes for spinning photo discs at gyms. And yes, that is added on to the Raid Lover add-on. And then there's also going to be event-themed field research tasks as well. And then finally, let's talk more in detail about the morning park experience and the afternoon park experience. So when you purchase your ticket for any of the in-person events, you will be given either of these 2 options. Now, if you purchase the morning park experience, you'll spend the first part of your day within the event park, and then you're going to head over to the host city to get this citywide gameplay experience. And then next, let's talk about the afternoon park experience, which is basically the same thing, but you're going to be spending the first half of your day exploring the host city, and then the second half is spent at the park, and you're going to get the park experience. I will say that either of these options are going to be okay, but it's really dependent on how you want to experience Pokemon Go Fest. I typically go with the morning park experience just so I can get all the park festivities out of the way, and then I can spend the rest of the day well into the evening just exploring the various parts of the host city. But I know a lot of people would like to sleep in and they would like to take it a little bit easy, so they go with the afternoon park option. And you really can't go wrong either way, because it's really going to depend on what you specifically want. You should really just plan out how you want to experience Pokemon Go Fest and then plan accordingly between these 2 options. Right, so it's been confirmed, Volcanion is coming to Pokemon Go, and unfortunately this super powerful mythical Pokemon is only going to be obtainable once through a special research. They're not going to have it in raid battles, it's not going to be something you could farm up for high IVs, it's going to be a one and done thing, and I'm personally not really happy about that, because when it comes to very powerful legendary or mythical Pokemon, the idea of getting them in raid battles allows you to min-max with those particular Pokemon. Unlike Pokemon like Mew, Celebi, or Victini, or a lot of those other mythicals, you could only get one shot at those. If you want 100% IV or maybe even a Shundo for those Pokemon, you just have to get incredibly lucky with the one that you get. And it looks like for a Pokemon as powerful as Volcanion, it's going to be the same thing. Now, on the other hand, we are going to be getting the crowned forms for both Zacian and Zamazenta, and it looks like those Pokemon are going to be available in raid battles. My suspicion is that Niantic is going to have some sort of adventure effect with both of these Pokemon. I think that would make total sense because lately that has been the big buzz around Pokemon that they release with these special events. Like for example, with the most recent Go Tour event, we of course had both Black and White Kyurem, both with individual adventure effects. And then in the previous year, we had Origin Form Dialga and Origin Form Palkia. Both of those Pokemon had adventure effects. So I really do think that for these two crowned forms of Zamazenta and Zacian, we're definitely going to get some sort of adventure effect just to sweeten the deal and get you to actually raid for them. I don't necessarily think they're just simply going to be more powerful versions of Zacian and Zamazenta. I really think they're going to add some sort of adventure effect to get you to farm as many of them as possible during this event. That's just my own personal speculation. We really do not know until we get closer to Pokemon GO Fest, and I do suspect that in the next coming months we're going to get even more details, and I think it's going to make for an exciting event, in my opinion. But in any case, that's going to be it for this video. Let me know your thoughts regarding everything that Niantic announced down below. Have you bought your tickets yet for any of the in-person events? Just so you know, I will be attending the New Jersey one. And yeah, let me know your thoughts. Do you feel like this is all going to be really exciting, or do you feel like Niantic is not hitting the mark compared to last year? Definitely share those thoughts down below in the comments, and let's have a great discussion. Thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if it's your first time here. And don't forget that notification bell so you can stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. And real quick, let me give a shout out to all of my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support my channel, the absolute best way you could do that is by joining my Patreon. If you choose to become a paid Patreon member, I'm going to add you to my Pokemon Go friends list. So that means for stuff like remote raids and the friendship system, if you want to play Pokemon Go with me, then make sure you go and check out my Patreon. And I will always prioritize my patrons over anyone else, so do keep that in mind. Now, if you want to support my channel in a completely different way, you're always welcome to do so by following me on social media. My handle is @Jinsula. I'm on the platforms that you see on the bottom of your screen. Go over there and give me a follow. That will be a huge help, and you'll also have access to some exclusive content, and you'll be able to catch up with my daily life. And that's going to be it for this video. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, and love yourself today, and I'll catch you all later.